All right, here we go again. So back to working on this 1987 Honda Hurricane here. So working on getting the wiring all stripped off. Took the old harness that's shot off of this guy. Was really debating just sticking a swing arm and some forks on this guy and going with this frame, and I probably would have. It's actually in pretty good shape, much better shape than this one. Unfortunately, when I started looking at it, I cut the linkage mount off. So yes, it is repairable. No, I'm not gonna do it. So it's unfortunate because actually this bike is in not the worst shape I've ever seen, but I guess we're just gonna keep going on this one. So anyway, this harness looks good. I'm just getting some of the routing figured before I tear it all off, and just gonna move all the CDI and everything over to this new bike. So yeah, there we go with that. All right, going on this 1987 Honda again. So got the front end took back off. Gonna go through all the suspension, brakes, as well down here. Gonna change this header, reseal it, and clean this radiator because oh my god, it looks like it hasn't been cleaned since 1987. So fortunately, parts bike did come with nice stainless header. It doesn't have a brand on it or anything, but it's a lot better than the OEM one that came on this bike. So gonna keep using that. So as well, got new rear tire put on, redid wheel bearings in there, and got the rear brake all set up. So back end is essentially done. May still pull a shock off and just checked it as gas pressure, but we'll see. Feels good anyway. So this guy just finished putting a new front tire on. Really surprised how well these rims are cleaning up. Forks are off. They look like they haven't been touched in 40 years. And just got the old triple tree off. So these bearings actually don't look bad. The retention nut here was finger tight, so that was probably why the steering was feeling pretty light, but I'm gonna go ahead and change those guys out. I got some new bearings sitting here for those two, and then yeah, reseal the forks and start getting this front end put back together. So up next, got the radiator and header put on. So I did just switch out the radiator for one off my parts bike. It's in a lot better shape. The header, much nicer than the OEM one. Unfortunately, had some issues with it. So this guy ended up cracking the flange on the head where the bolt goes in. So likely gonna just drill that deeper with the header in place and then tap it. So for right now, I'm just gonna keep going on. I got the oil filter changed while I'm in there. Yeah, starting to get this guy looking pretty good. Gonna work on those forks next, and then throw the front end back together. Okay, so I got the first fork done. They did not look awesome. A lot of water getting in there, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and clean all this stuff up. Do have new bushings and seals, but still had a pile of water sitting in it, so. And yeah, this damper rod style, not like what I'm used to. It actually goes through the stanchion and is held in by circlips on the bottoming spring. So very interesting, not how they do it nowadays. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this stuff cleaned up and get her on, back on the bike. Okay, starting to look like a bike again. So got the forks rebuilt. Left side was pretty bad, a lot of water in there. Right side was fine, just dirty oil. So swapped them out. Did have to reuse the bushings. Ones in my kit were wrong, so is what it is. They were pretty all right, but yeah, starting to look like a bike again. Still got a lot of work to do, but at least it's back on its wheels. So still got to do the front brake and then go through here, put my clip-ons back on once the front brakes are done, and then so I'll lift it up one more time before I torque everything down. I didn't film any of doing the forks, mainly because I hate them. I hate them a lot. So this is usually how it goes. Use my vise, make a huge mess, use a roll of shop towels, but we get the job done. So here we go. Keep on going with this guy. Here we go again. So got this wiring harness put on. near my fuel pump relay clicking there. I got a battery put in her. Pulled this part of the carbs off just to get down there to the wiring, and got some fuel plumb to it because I don't got a tank clean yet, but yeah. So see what she does. We got fuel. Let's put some choke on. Nice. All right, we're getting close now. So I've had the bike fired up a few times. Running good, just being fed off a bottle. So got the airbox put back on it. See, somebody drilled her out for a bit more ventilation. Not typically something you want to do on a street bike, but at least it's under the tank, so probably just tape over that and seal it up for the summer. But here we go. Looking complete. So I've had a few people ask me why I don't fully restore the bike like this. And it's one of those things where perfection is the enemy of progress. And if you're sitting here over every nut and bolt, that's gonna take you hundreds of hours. And these bikes need to be ridden. They're not gonna be around forever. So one more year on the road is a lot better than one more year on a shelf. So gonna dig that tank out from over there and just give it a little blowout. Looks good on the inside, and get some fuel fed to her. There we go, tank's on. So I ordered this new gasket about a year ago. Surprisingly, it was new old stock from Honda. So tank does need quite a bit of paint work. Not really excited. The paint on that one's quite a bit nicer. It is the original tank for the bike. This one, it's had some pinstriping done, and it's the inverse color schemes. So probably gonna wet sand it, fill in a bit of these chips, and probably clear coat it. Do kind of like to, maintain the history of the bike. It's never gonna be perfect, so try to enjoy a bit of that character that comes with it. So got some old grips on here still. Got my cables routed. Unfortunately, there's a nice cowling piece that goes in here that I have not been able to find yet. Been looking for one for about a year, so they are, hen's teeth. So, gonna get some gas into it and fire it up a little bit, let it run. There we go, she's idling. Still burning some cleaner out of the carbs. Spoil off the header. And no muffler. Yeah, there we go. She's a runner. Still definitely do got to sync the carbs. Do an oil change, a few other things to it. I obviously put a muffler on it because my ears are ringing. It's pretty dang loud to be sitting in here with that. But I'm happy. Starts, runs, idles, so keep picking away at it. But yeah, need to start some fairing work. That's gonna do it for this one.